This is the VOA Special English Development Report. We talked last week about a new report on preterm births, the leading cause of death in newborn babies worldwide. Each year, an estimated 13 million babies are born too soon. More than 1 million of them die as a result of their prematurity. Yet experts say many early births can be prevented. The report came from the March of Dimes and the World Health Organization. Christopher Howson is the Vice President for Global Programs at the March of Dimes, a nonprofit group. He says there are a number of simple, low-cost interventions that can improve the chances of a full-term birth. Mr. Howson said, "We should treat malnutrition in women both before and during pregnancy. We should treat infections that increase risk. We should monitor pregnancies carefully for signs of trouble. And should that baby be born preterm, we should care for that baby by providing a package of interventions that have been shown to be tried and true and very effective. For example, there are programs in Africa that teach the skin-to-skin method, also known as kangaroo care. Mothers learn to carry preterm babies in front instead of the traditional African way of carrying a baby on the mother's back. Skin-to-skin helps keep a preterm baby warm and makes it easier for the baby to breastfeed. Most preterm births take place in Africa and Asia, but rates in the United States have increased by more than 1/3 in the last 25 years. Alan Fleischman is the medical director of the March of Dimes. He was among a group of medical experts who met in Washington, D.C. in October. The group met to develop a plan for dealing with the problem in the United States. Dr. Fleischman says there is concern, especially about rising numbers of what are known as late preterm births. Those are the babies who are born between 34 and 37 weeks of pregnancy. They are responsible for 72% of all premature births in America. The rise of these births may be linked to increased use of drugs to start or speed up labor and more births by cesarean section. Dr. Fleischman says the group strongly advises against these interventions before 39 weeks, unless medically necessary. The experts also say doctors need to work with pregnant women to do a better job of estimating exactly when a pregnancy began. And that's the VOA Special English Development Report.
This is the VOA Special English Development Report. Researchers say they have found a way to extend the storage life of a drug used to treat HIV. Their work could give infected mothers in the developing world a new way to prevent the spread of the AIDS virus to their newborn babies. The drug is nevirapine. If it is given within 72 hours after birth, it can often protect babies from HIV. Researchers at Duke University in North Carolina have developed a small pouch made of foil and plastic. They say current tests show that the pouch can safely store the drug for as long as 4 months. but they expect that final results in October will show it can keep the liquid stable for up to 12 months. That way, HIV-infected women could have plenty of time to get the pouch from a healthcare provider early in their pregnancy. Carolyn Gamache is a biomedical engineer at Duke who worked on the project. She said many mothers in sub-Saharan Africa deliver their babies at home. They could receive this pouch early in their pregnancy when they have their first doctor's visit. Then they would have the medicine at the time of delivery. The drug company Boehringer Ingelheim developed nevirapine. It says 1 dose of the medicine given to mother and child prevents the spread of HIV in more than 50% of cases. Boehringer Ingelheim has been working with the nonprofit organization PATH to offer a similar pouch for the past several years. The nevirapine is contained in a small dropper placed inside the pouch. They got the idea from health workers in Kenya. The workers had been putting the medicine into droppers, then wrapping the tube with tape, aluminum foil, and plastic. PATH designed a foil pouch to hold a medicine dropper containing nevirapine. The drug is considered safe for up to 2 months in the dropper. The pouch itself is only for packaging protection. Adrienne Berman is with the PATH office in Seattle, Washington. She says the pouch is an important tool for preventing the spread of HIV from mother to child. She noted a United Nations report that in 2008, about 430,000 babies were born with HIV. 9 out of 10 were born in Africa. The report said nearly all the mother-to-child infections could have been prevented through interventions. And that's the VOA Special English Development Report.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Technology Report. Smartphones are small and easy to carry, so they are always ready when we need them. People use them to get road directions, to take pictures, or to call friends. But we easily forget the power of smartphone microprocessors. Scientists with NASA, the American Space Agency, have not. In April, NASA sent 3 smartphones into space to operate as low-cost satellites. They were launched from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in the state of Virginia. The launch was the first test flight of the privately built Antares rocket. Space agency officials gave names to the 3 PhoneSats, as they are called. The names are Alexander, Graham, and Bell, after the inventor of the telephone. All 3 PhoneSats looked like small cubes or boxes. Each one was about the size of a drinking cup and weighed a little more than 1 kilogram. At the heart of each was a Google HTC Nexus 1 phone. The microprocessor inside the phone serves as the brain of the mini satellite. Jim Cockrell works for NASA in California. He says the phone sats were an experiment to find out if a cell phone can serve as the avionics for a satellite. NASA says the phone sats operated for almost a week. They collected pictures of the Earth and sent messages to ground stations. The agency says smartphones have more than 100 times the computing power of an average satellite. Jim Cockrell notes that they also have high-resolution cameras and global positioning system receivers. So, the next time you pick up a smartphone, think about the work of the phone sats Alexander, Graham, and Bell. For VOA Learning English, I'm Mario Ritter.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Technology Report. Internet activists and human rights groups are criticizing an order that requires blogs and social media sites in Vietnam to share personal information only. The order aims to ban social media users and bloggers from posting other information such as news stories. Local media reports say the decree states that such sites are not permitted to, quote, gather or summarize information from press organizations or government websites. Prime Minister Nguyen Thanh Dong approved Decree 72 in July. Internet activists say this is an attempt by the communist government to restrict freedom of speech. Rights groups say the decree's requirements are too broad and will be used to act against government critics. Others criticized a statement by Lê Nam Thang, the Deputy Minister of Information and Communications. State media reported him as saying that the law aims to help web users find correct and clean information on the internet. But one blogger says that is a matter of personal choice. She says people should be able to decide for themselves whether information is good or bad. And she says Vietnamese citizens do not need the government to teach them how to think. The decree sets out very broad categories of speech that officials could consider as troublesome. It includes warnings about information that is against Vietnam or undermines certain principles. Sean Crispin is the Southeast Asia representative for the Committee to Protect Journalists, or CPJ. He says the increased restrictions suggest that the government thinks it has lost control of the criticism that is so widespread on social media. For VOA Learning English, I'm Alex Villarreal.